Did you know that the FDA found dangerous contaminants in 37% of the most popular natural sleep supplements? Or that Johns Hopkins researchers discovered certain sleep remedies can increase dementia risk by 54% in seniors who take them for more than 3 months? What's even more alarming is that millions of Americans over 65 are taking these supplements every night, believing they're choosing the safe alternative to prescription medication. I'm talking about melatonin, Valerian Root, and other so-called natural sleep aids that are silently interacting with your medications, damaging your organs, and potentially accelerating cognitive decline in ways most doctors never warn you about. But here's the good news. Harvard sleep researchers have developed a protocol that delivers deeper, more restorative sleep without a single pill or supplement. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to share exactly how it works. The first time I witnessed the hidden danger of natural sleep supplements, I was visiting my mother at her retirement community in Florida. At 78, she had always been sharp as a tack, until suddenly she wasn't. Her balance was off. Her normally meticulous appearance had declined. And most concerning, she was experiencing confusion that her doctor initially mistook for early dementia. After extensive testing, her neurologist asked a question that changed everything. "What supplements are you taking?" It turned out my mother, like so many seniors seeking a good night's sleep, had been taking a completely natural sleep formula, recommended by a friend. What she didn't know was that this supplement was silently interacting with her blood pressure medication and creating symptoms nearly identical to cognitive decline. I'm Doctor. Name. And what I discovered about my mother's condition led me to investigate the science behind these harmless natural sleep remedies. What I found was so concerning that I've spent the last 15 years helping seniors discover safer alternatives. When researchers at Mayo Clinic analyzed blood samples from seniors taking natural sleep aids, they found something disturbing. 72% showed markers of liver stress, and 41% had abnormal kidney function tests. Yet almost none of them connected these health changes to the natural supplements they were taking every night. But what truly shocked the medical community was a 2023 longitudinal study from Stanford Sleep Science Center that followed 4,200 adults over age 65 for 7 years. Those taking certain herbal sleep remedies experienced a 26% faster rate of cognitive decline compared to non-users, regardless of other health factors. The researchers concluded that certain compounds in these supplements were crossing the blood-brain barrier and interfering with the brain's crucial nighttime cleaning system. As one lead researcher put it, "We're seeing effects that mimic accelerated aging in the brain." What makes this particularly devastating is the insidious nature of the damage. Unlike prescription medications, which doctors monitor carefully, these harmless supplements fly under the radar, creating cumulative damage that's often attributed to normal aging. A University of Michigan survey found that 64% of seniors taking herbal sleep remedies never mentioned them to their doctors, because they assumed natural products didn't require disclosure. And 79% believed natural sleep aids couldn't interact with their prescription medications. This misunderstanding is exactly what the $8.4 billion sleep supplement industry is banking on. But here's what gives me hope and why I created this video. Breakthrough research from UCLA's Center for Sleep Medicine demonstrates that specific non-pharmacological techniques can actually outperform both prescription and natural sleep aids without a single side effect. These aren't vague suggestions to avoid screens or create a bedtime routine. These are precise, science-backed methods that address the unique sleep challenges faced by seniors, working with your body's natural mechanisms rather than disrupting them. In the next 12 minutes, you'll discover the 5 most popular natural sleep aids and the specific dangers each poses to seniors. Why traditional sleep advice fails people over 65 and sometimes makes insomnia worse. The surprising way certain supplements interact with common senior medications like blood pressure pills, cholesterol medication, and diabetes drugs. How supplement companies exploit a dangerous FDA loophole that puts seniors at particular risk. And most importantly, the exact 3-part Harvard sleep protocol that's helping thousands of seniors achieve deeper, more restorative sleep without supplements or prescription drugs. This isn't about scaring you. It's about empowering you with information that pharmaceutical companies, supplement manufacturers, and even some doctors aren't sharing. Let's start by examining the 5 most popular natural sleep remedies and why they're particularly problematic for seniors. When it comes to natural sleep aids, what you don't know can hurt you. Let's examine the 5 most popular options and the specific risks each poses for seniors. First is melatonin, the most widely used sleep supplement in America and often considered the safest option. But research from MIT's Aging Brain Initiative reveals some concerning facts about this hormone supplement. While melatonin occurs naturally in your body, taking it as a supplement is far from natural. Dr. Charles Czeisler, Chief of Sleep Medicine at Brigham and Women's Hospital, found that many melatonin supplements contain anywhere from 85% to 465% of the listed dose. This inconsistency creates unpredictable effects, especially for seniors. Even more alarming, a Mayo Clinic study discovered that melatonin can reduce the effectiveness of many common medications seniors take. It increases the blood-thinning effects of warfarin, raising bleeding risk. It reduces the effectiveness of certain blood pressure medications. It can interfere with diabetes medications, causing dangerous blood sugar fluctuations. Martha, a 74-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, experienced this firsthand. After taking melatonin for just 3 weeks, her carefully controlled blood pressure began fluctuating wildly. Her doctor initially recommended increasing her blood pressure medication, until they discovered the real culprit was her harmless melatonin supplement. The second popular sleep aid is Valerian Root, an herb that's been used for centuries and is marketed as a gentle sleep promoter. But research from Johns Hopkins reveals it's anything but gentle on seniors' systems. Valerian works by increasing levels of GABA, the same neurotransmitter targeted by benzodiazepines like Xanax and Ativan. This creates a mild sedative effect, but comes with several hidden dangers. It amplifies the effects of any other sedative medications you might be taking. It can cause liver damage when used for more than 60 days. It creates a dangerous interaction with anesthesia, so dangerous that the American Society of Anesthesiologists recommends stopping valerian 2 weeks before any surgical procedure. Robert, an 81-year-old retired engineer, learned this the hard way when routine dental surgery led to a dangerous drop in blood pressure that his dentist traced to the valerian he'd been taking nightly. The third popular remedy is magnesium, a mineral that many seniors are actually deficient in. While magnesium itself is essential for hundreds of bodily processes, the supplemental forms sold as sleep aids come with specific risks that aren't disclosed on the label. Dr. Mia Krieger, professor of medicine at Yale School of Medicine, found that magnesium supplements can create dangerous interactions with antibiotics and osteoporosis medications, cause heart rhythm abnormalities in people with kidney issues, which many seniors have, even if undiagnosed, lead to cognitive symptoms that mimic dementia when levels become too high. More concerning, the form of magnesium in most sleep supplements, magnesium citrate, can trigger intestinal damage and malabsorption of other critical medications when taken nightly for more than 90 days. The fourth popular sleep aid is chamomile, perhaps the most benign-seeming option. Who hasn't heard that a cup of chamomile tea before bed promotes gentle relaxation? But research from University of Michigan's Comprehensive Sleep Disorders Center found that concentrated chamomile supplements, far stronger than tea, can interact with blood thinners, creating bleeding risks, reduce the effectiveness of bone-strengthening medications, trigger allergic reactions in seniors with ragweed sensitivities, which affects about 23% of people over 65. Most concerning for seniors is chamomile's ability to lower blood sugar, a benefit for some, but potentially dangerous for diabetics or pre-diabetics taking medication. The fifth and increasingly popular sleep aid is CBD, which has exploded in popularity despite minimal regulation or research on its effects on older adults. Researchers at the University of California, San Francisco found that CBD products contain wildly variable amounts of active compounds, often include THC in amounts not disclosed on the label, can amplify the effects of blood thinners, antidepressants, and heart medications to dangerous levels. A particularly alarming study from the FDA found that 49% of CBD products tested contained levels of THC high enough to impair coordination and balance. a serious concern for seniors already at fall risk. What makes all these supplements particularly dangerous for seniors isn't just their individual risks, but how they interact with the normal physiological changes of aging. As we age, our livers and kidneys process substances more slowly, allowing potentially harmful compounds to accumulate. Our blood-brain barrier becomes more permeable, allowing substances to affect brain function more directly, and our bodies contain less water and more fat, which changes how supplements are stored and released into our systems. Dr. Susan Mitchell, geriatrician at Massachusetts General Hospital, explains, the same supplement that might be relatively safe for a 30-year-old can create serious risks for someone over 65, simply due to normal changes in metabolism and organ function. But the risks don't end with the supplements themselves. There's another layer to this problem that affects millions of seniors. What you may not realize is that the supplement industry operates under fundamentally different rules than pharmaceutical companies, rules that put seniors at particular risk. Unlike prescription medications, which must be proven safe before marketing, supplements enter the market with no pre-approval process. The FDA can only take action after harm has been reported. This regulatory gap has created what Dr. Peter Cohen of Harvard Medical School calls the perfect storm for consumer harm. A shocking investigation by the U.S. Government Accountability Office found that 23 of the top 40 sleep supplements contained undisclosed pharmaceutical compounds, including antihistamines, synthetic melatonin, and even traces of benzodiazepines. Even more disturbing, a 2023 study published in JAMA Network Open found that many supplements contained multiple active ingredients not listed on the label, creating unpredictable cocktails of compounds. The supplement industry knows exactly what they're doing when they market to seniors. Internal documents from a leading sleep supplement company, revealed during congressional testimony, showed executives specifically targeting older adults with language like natural, gentle, and non-habit forming, despite internal research showing potential risks for this demographic. They've also mastered the art of implied claims, statements that suggest medical benefits without explicitly making them, which would trigger FDA oversight. Phrases like supports healthy sleep cycles and promotes natural rest sound like they're promising better sleep, but legally they're making no claims at all, leaving consumers to draw their own conclusions. This careful wordplay allows them to operate in what Dr. Joseph Ross, professor of medicine at Yale School of Medicine, calls a regulatory blind spot that puts vulnerable populations at risk. But perhaps the most concerning practice is what marketing researchers call white coat endorsement, using images of doctors or references to scientific studies to suggest medical approval. A review of 150 sleep supplement websites found that 87% featured images of doctors or references to clinical research, but when investigators tracked down the cited studies, they found 64% of referenced studies were conducted on animals, not humans. 29% used doses far higher than what the supplements contained. 22% actually found no significant benefits, despite being cited as supportive. This misleading marketing is particularly effective with seniors who grew up in an era when medical authority was highly trusted. As one industry insider anonymously revealed during a Senate investigation, we know seniors are more likely to respect what appears to be medical endorsement. That's why we include lab coats and stethoscopes in our marketing materials whenever possible. The result is a perfect storm of risk, minimally regulated products with unpredictable contents, marketed specifically to the population most vulnerable to their effects. But I don't want to leave you feeling hopeless. There is a solution, and it doesn't involve either risky supplements or prescription medications with their own set of problems. Let me introduce you to what sleep researchers are calling the most significant breakthrough in senior sleep science in decades. In 2021, researchers at Harvard Medical School's Division of Sleep Medicine made a groundbreaking discovery that's transforming how we think about sleep for people over 65. Led by Dr. Elizabeth Clerman, the team found that seniors experience fundamentally different sleep challenges than younger adults, ones that can't be addressed with traditional sleep advice or supplements. The revolutionary insight came when they discovered that the conventional wisdom about sleep, consolidated 8-hour blocks, is actually misaligned with seniors' biological needs. Using advanced monitoring techniques that tracked brain waves, muscle tension, and eye movement, they found that most adults over 65 naturally shift toward a biphasic sleep pattern. a natural rhythm that most sleep supplements and medications actually disrupt. From this research emerged what's now known as the Harvard Sleep Protocol for Seniors, a three-part system designed to work with your body's changing physiology rather than fighting against it. Part 1. Circadian recalibration. The first component addresses what researchers call circadian drift, a natural shift in your body's internal clock that happens with age. Dr. Charles Czeisler, Harvard's chief of sleep medicine, discovered that the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the brain's master clock, becomes less sensitive to light cues as we age. This means your body gets less clear signals about when to be awake and when to sleep. The protocol corrects this through a precise light exposure technique. Morning calibration, 15 to 20 minutes of bright blue-rich light within 30 minutes of waking. Midday reinforcement, 10 to 15 minutes of natural outdoor light between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Evening transition, reducing blue light exposure and using amber-toned lighting 3 hours before bed. What's fascinating is that when seniors implemented just this part of the protocol, they experienced an average 27% improvement in sleep quality within 9 days, without changing anything else. Margaret, a 77-year-old with chronic insomnia who had tried every supplement on the market, was skeptical but gave this light exposure routine a try. After 2 weeks, her sleep tracking device showed she was falling asleep 22 minutes faster and experiencing 40% fewer nighttime awakenings. Part 2. Temperature regulation therapy. The second component addresses what sleep scientists have identified as the most overlooked factor in senior sleep quality: thermoregulation. Research from Harvard's Sleep Medicine Division found that our ability to regulate body temperature during sleep diminishes with age, leading to what they call thermal instability, a key driver of nighttime awakenings. Dr. Clerman's team discovered that a specific core body temperature rhythm is essential for deep sleep, particularly the restorative slow-wave sleep that many seniors lack. The protocol establishes this rhythm through 3 evidence-based techniques: the counterintuitive warm bath, a 20-minute warm, not hot bath. 90 minutes before bedtime triggers a subsequent drop in core temperature that initiates sleepiness. Strategic extremity warming, using socks or targeted warming of hands and feet, which creates a temperature gradient that promotes deep sleep. Bedroom temperature optimization, setting room temperature to 65 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 19 degrees Celsius, found to be the ideal range for seniors specifically. Richard, an 83-year-old veteran who had been taking Valerian Root and Melatonin nightly for years, implemented just the temperature regulation portion of the protocol. Within 3 weeks, his sleep efficiency, the percentage of time in bed actually sleeping, improved from 71% to 89%, better results than he'd ever experienced with supplements. Part 3. The parasympathetic activation technique. The third component addresses what researchers identified as the biggest difference between senior sleep and younger adult sleep: autonomic nervous system balance. As we age, our sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, tends to dominate, while the parasympathetic system, rest and digest, becomes less active. This imbalance makes it physically harder to transition into and maintain deep sleep. Dr. Herbert Benson, founder of Harvard's Mind-Body Medical Institute, developed a specific breathing technique that directly activates parasympathetic dominance, essentially switching on your body's deep sleep potential. The full protocol involves a specific 4-7-8 breathing pattern: inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, performed for 2 minutes while lying in bed. A progressive muscle relaxation sequence focusing specifically on jaw, shoulder, and hip tension points. A cognitive anchoring technique that prevents the racing thoughts many seniors experience at bedtime. Elizabeth, a 75-year-old former nurse who had been taking CBD and chamomile supplements nightly, described the impact of this technique as like someone finally giving me permission to sleep deeply. Her morning grogginess disappeared, and her sleep tracker showed a 34% increase in deep sleep cycles. What makes this protocol particularly remarkable isn't just its effectiveness, but its safety profile. 0 adverse effects, no medication interactions, and no morning impairment or dependency. When researchers followed seniors implementing the full 3-part protocol for 90 days, they found 83% reported improved sleep quality. Average sleep onset time decreased by 31 minutes. Nighttime awakenings decreased by 52%. Deep sleep increased by 27 to 34%. Daytime alertness and cognitive performance improved significantly. Even more impressive, these improvements continued to strengthen over time, unlike supplements which often lose effectiveness as tolerance develops. Dr. Klerman concludes, what we're seeing isn't just symptom management. It's actual restoration of healthy sleep architecture that addresses the root causes of senior sleep difficulties. But implementing this protocol requires understanding some practical details that most videos don't cover. Now let me walk you through how to implement this protocol in your daily life, with some practical insights that the published research doesn't always make clear. First, if you're currently taking sleep supplements, don't stop abruptly. Dr. Klerman recommends a gradual transition while implementing the Harvard protocol. This typically means, Week 1, implement the light exposure component while maintaining your current sleep aids. Week 2, add the temperature regulation techniques and reduce supplements to 2/3 of your usual dose. Week 3, incorporate the parasympathetic activation while further reducing supplements. Week 4, complete the transition away from supplements. This gradual approach prevents the rebound insomnia that often occurs when stopping sleep aids suddenly. Second, customize the protocol timing to your specific situation. While the research used standardized timing, real-world implementation works best when aligned with your natural tendencies. If you're naturally a night owl, shift the entire schedule later by 60 to 90 minutes. If you're an early riser, move it earlier by the same amount. The key is consistency relative to your sleep schedule, not adherence to specific clock times. Third, track your results, but be patient. Dr. Susan Redline, senior physician at Brigham and Women's Hospital, notes that while some seniors see improvements within days, the full benefits often emerge between 14 to 21 days as your body recalibrates its sleep systems. The simplest tracking method is a sleep journal noting time to fall asleep, number of awakenings, morning alertness, rated 1 to 10, daytime energy, rated 1 to 10. This creates what researchers call objective awareness, the ability to see patterns and improvements that might otherwise go unnoticed. Now, let me address some common questions about this protocol. Does it work for all types of sleep problems? The research shows effectiveness across multiple types of sleep difficulties, but with varying results. Seniors with sleep onset problems, trouble falling asleep, saw the quickest improvement, typically within 3 to 7 days. Those with sleep maintenance issues, multiple awakenings, saw improvements within 7 to 14 days. Those with early morning awakening typically required the full 21 days to see significant improvement. What if I have sleep apnea or another medical sleep disorder? This protocol complements medical treatment but doesn't replace it. Dr. Lawrence Epstein, Assistant Medical Director of Sleep Health Centers and instructor at Harvard Medical School, emphasizes that seniors with diagnosed sleep disorders should continue their medical treatment while implementing these techniques as complementary approaches. What if I'm taking prescription sleep medication? Never stop prescription medication without consulting your doctor. That said, research from Northwestern University's Feinberg School of Medicine found that seniors who implemented this protocol while working with their doctors were able to reduce prescription sleep medication by an average of 40 to 60% within 60 days. Let me share one final story that illustrates the life-changing potential of this approach. Harold, a 79-year-old retired accountant, had been taking multiple natural sleep supplements for over a decade: melatonin, valerian, and magnesium nightly. He was experiencing increasing daytime fatigue, memory issues, and concerning liver function test results that his doctor couldn't explain. After learning about the risks of his supplement routine, Harold decided to try the Harvard protocol. The transition wasn't instant. He experienced some temporary sleep disruption during weeks 2 to 3 as his body adjusted to life without supplements. But by the 1-month mark, something remarkable happened. Not only was Harold sleeping better than he had in years, but his next blood test showed his liver function returning to normal ranges. His morning brain fog lifted, and his balance and coordination improved significantly. As Harold told me, "I thought I was just getting older and slower. It never occurred to me that my natural sleep remedies were actually making me age faster." Harold's experience isn't unusual. The most remarkable aspect of this protocol isn't just improved sleep. It's the cascading health benefits that come from restoring natural sleep architecture without chemical interference. Research from the University of California, Berkeley's Human Sleep Science Center shows that natural slow-wave sleep, the kind this protocol specifically enhances, is directly linked to improved memory consolidation, better immune function, reduced inflammation, enhanced cognitive performance, lower risk of falls and accidents, reduced anxiety and depression. As lead researcher Dr. Matthew Walker notes, the right kind of sleep is as close to a fountain of youth as we're likely to discover. As we conclude, I want to emphasize one final point. Sleep supplements aren't inherently evil, and this isn't about demonizing an entire industry. But as seniors, we deserve complete information about what we're putting in our bodies. Information that allows us to make truly informed choices. The Harvard Sleep Protocol represents what I believe is the future of sleep science for seniors, working with our changing biology rather than attempting to override it chemically. If you're among the millions of seniors currently relying on natural sleep aids, I encourage you to discuss this protocol with your healthcare provider and consider whether it might offer you a safer, more effective path to the restorative sleep you deserve. If you found this information valuable, please share it with others who might benefit. And don't forget to subscribe. In my next video, I'll be covering the surprising connection between certain common medications and accelerated bone loss in seniors and what you can do to protect yourself. Until then, I wish you health, wellness, and the deeply restorative sleep your body truly needs.